Yo, so Big Sean just did something that has half the internet convinced he's finally cracking, and the other half saying, nah, this man is way calmer than he should be. Bro, after 9 years, a whole kid together, and a Coachella pregnancy announcement in front of thousands of people, Jhené Aiko is being linked to somebody new. And Sean's response? Stay with me, because it is not what you'd expect. We're gonna break down exactly what happened, what he actually said, and why this whole thing is way messier than it looks on the surface. No cap, the timeline on this one is wild. Let's get into it. Okay, so first, let's set the scene, because you need the backstory for this to hit right. Jhené Aiko and Big Sean actually met all the way back in 2012. At that point, they were both in other relationships. This was strictly a music thing. They were just collaborators. It wasn't until 2016, after they dropped a joint album together under the name 2088, that they finally confirmed they were a couple. From there, it was one of those on and off relationships, bro, but they always found their way back to each other. Fast forward to 2022, they announced they're expecting their first child, and they do it on stage, at Coachella, in front of a massive crowd. Their son is born that November. Everybody's thinking, okay, wedding's next, right? Wrong. In an interview in early 2024, Sean straight up says they haven't gotten married because, and I quote, there's a lot of work that needs to be done. Bro, 9 years in, a kid together, and there's work that needs to be done. That's the first red flag. And honestly, looking back, that quote is doing a lot of heavy lifting for what happens next. So here's where it gets crazy. November 2025, the rumors start flying that Jhené and Big Sean have split. For good this time. And the timing is what got people talking, because right around this same window, there's talk that Jhené was disappointed they still hadn't taken the next step after 9 full years together.
It does not take 10 years. It does not take 10 years for a man to know if he wants to marry a woman. I said it before and I'm going to say it again. I made a video about how keeping a woman a girlfriend for 10 years is one of the most embarrassing things that you can do. And here we have a real life, real time example. First of all, what would even allow you to let a man keep you a girlfriend for 10 years? At this big age, like, we're not in high school anymore. And here's what I want y'all to do. I want y'all to pay attention to how Big Sean is going to date the next 2 to 3 years. I want y'all to pay attention to what his dating life is going to look like. Because chances are he's going to meet somebody else and be married in under 2 to 3 years. Now, I could be wrong, but I'm just saying I see a pattern with stuff like this. I see a pattern with situations where a woman allows herself to be a girlfriend for 10 years. And then they split up and the man goes and marries the woman he actually wanted to marry. Because men know who they want to marry, and it does not take 10 years. She gave him a child and 10 years of her life. Let this be a lesson to all the women who still want to get married. Please, it does not take 10 years.
Now here's the part that really got people going, bro. Almost immediately, speculation starts swirling online that Jhené's already moving on with somebody new. Screenshots, photos, people zooming in on details trying to connect dots. Wait for it, because this is exactly the kind of thing that turns a quiet breakup into a full-blown internet investigation. And look, I gotta be straight with you here. A lot of what's circulating is still just rumor. Nobody sat down and confirmed a new relationship on the record. But that hasn't stopped this thing from blowing up, because when it comes to Big Sean and Jhené, the internet has always had opinions.
After Big Sean wasted her time for 10 years, Jhené Aiko has hard launched her new relationship with her new boyfriend in his music video. So she is dating Larry June. He is a rapper, and she was featured in his song and his music video. As you can see them here, that's a still from the video. Now, there was already speculation that Big Sean and her broke up. That was never confirmed. No one ever said anything, but there was like hints here and there. And number 2, that she had moved on with Larry June. They posted each other like very little hints on Instagram stories. Now let's dive back into Big Sean and her, because their relationship was crazy from the beginning. They were in a relationship for 10 years and they welcomed a son back in 2022 after being together like 7 years or something. And then what really set everything off was when Big Sean did an interview in 2024, 2 years after they welcomed their son Noah together. And he basically said that marriage was not his priority and that they needed a lot of work in their relationship, and he just thinks like it's just not worth it to get married. Obviously, when he said all this and Twitter saw it, everyone went crazy and was saying that she is just having her time wasted. And I agreed. After being together for 10 years, welcoming a child together, you have seen all the ups, the downs, everything. If you don't see yourself marrying that person, you guys just need to call it quits. There's no more like hanging around. That's a waste of time. And I'm glad she did just that. And I'm glad that she also didn't stay just because they had a kid, and because she already has a kid from somebody else before her kid with Big Sean. So I'm glad that didn't stop her. And she is still a true lover girl, and she is looking for love, and I'm glad she moved on.
So naturally, people online lose their minds. You've got fans in the comments saying Sean had 9 years to make it official, and he blew his shot. You've got other people saying, nah, don't feel bad for him. He clearly wasn't ready. And then you've got the truthers going, wait, do we even know this new guy rumor is real? Here's my take, bro. I think people are sleeping on how normal this timeline actually is. 9 years, a kid, no ring, that's not nothing. That's a pattern. So when the split rumors hit, it's not really shocking. What's shocking is how fast the internet jumped from they broke up to she's already with someone else, off of basically nothing concrete. But that's just how this works now, right? One photo, one caption, and suddenly it's a whole storyline. Okay, here's where it gets really interesting though, because both of them, Sean and Jhené, actually came out and addressed the drama directly. And this is the part most channels are skipping, bro, because it doesn't fit the chaos narrative. They both went out of their way to shut down claims that there was any infidelity involved when their relationship started. That's a big deal, because for years, fans have speculated that things overlapped with Jhené's marriage to producer Dot DeGenius. Jhené actually addressed that too, saying, in her words, that she and Dot did not have a toxic split. She called him a good person and said they separated because they realized they'd made an impulsive decision marrying so fast. So here's the twist. Instead of Big Sean losing it, what actually happened is both of them stepped up publicly and tried to correct the record. That's not really a meltdown. That's damage control. And honestly, that tells you a lot more about where his head's actually at than any dramatic reaction would. So real talk, did Big Sean lose it? Based on what's actually been confirmed, not really. What we've got is a 9-year relationship that ended without a wedding, a wave of new boyfriend speculation that's still unconfirmed, and 2 people who chose to publicly clear the air instead of throwing shade at each other. Go back to what Sean said in that 2024 interview. There's a lot of work that needs to be done. Bro, in hindsight, that quote hits different. He was telling on the relationship before anyone knew it was in trouble. So real talk, did Big Sean lose it? Not really. What we've got is 9 years, no wedding, unconfirmed new boyfriend rumors, and 2 people who chose to clear the air instead of throwing shade. Less juicy than a meltdown, but way more mature. Sean waited too long, or Jhené moved too fast? Drop your take below. Is that less juicy than a total meltdown? Yeah, kind of. But it's also a lot more mature than what usually happens when 2 famous exes split. Let me know down in the comments. Do you think Sean waited too long, or do you think Jhené moved on way too fast? Anyway, this concludes today's video. Be sure to subscribe to LoafTube for future celebrity videos, and turn on that post notification bell so you don't miss out on any future uploads. Until then, see you in the next one.